Today I choose to follow you.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, the 12th of September, and this is Coffee with God. Trust that you got a decent cup of coffee to start the day. That's nice and smooth. If you have your Bibles, turn to Romans 7, verses 8 to 11. Romeine 7, vers 8 tot 11. Thinking of sin, we oftentimes think that it is our actions, it's what we do that is sinful. And if we want to then say we need to be sinless, it means we need to stop doing those things that are harmful and wrong. But I want to show you that it's more than that. Sin is not actions. Sin is not a sickness. Sin is not a disease. Sin is not what we do. Sin is the effects of a state of being. Firstly, sin is a religious problem, not a health problem, not any other kind of problem. Sin is a religious problem, and it's not an action, it's a state of being. But sin, taking an opportunity through the commandment, produced in me coveting of every kind, or evil desires of every kind. For apart from the law, sin is dead. I was once alive apart from the law, but when the commandment came, sin came to life, and I died. That's such an important statement. We'll come back to it. And this commandment, which was to result in life, proved to result in death for me. For sin, taking an opportunity through the commandment, deceived me, and through it, killed me. So sin is a deception. Sin is a killing off of any desire in us to worship God. Sin separates us from God. Sin separates us from those around us. And let me go back to that statement. Sin came to life, and I died. Sin is a state of being. I'm either in a sinful state, busy dying to self, or I'm in a sinless state, busy coming alive to self. And we'll look at that tomorrow, Lord willing, in Romans 8. But let me just come back to, so we have the misapprehension that if we can just stop doing, if we can just stop lying, if we can just stop stealing, if we can just stop lusting, if we can just stop, it's a state of being that's a religious problem that needs to be sorted out in a religious way. You can't take a tablet for it. You can't take go on a drip for it. You can't just change your mind, and because what sin does is it captures us and it deceives us and it drives us away from any worship of God that we actually want to do. It makes what we think we're doing in our worship to God false, actually, because it's a state of being. Dis 'n natuur. Dis 'n manier, dis 'n denkwyse, dis 'n lewenswyse. Nie 'n denkwyse, dis 'n lewenswyse. Dis net 'n manier van uitleef, en die sondige natuur in 'n mens is wat aan moet gewerk word. Nie die dade self nie. Die dade is maar die vrug. Maar as jy vrugte wil verbeter of verander, dan gaan jy na die wortel van die boom. Dit help nie jy verf lemoene groen en besluit hulle is nou suurlemoene nie. Of oranje en glo hulle is nou papayas of wat ook al. Some stupid example. You can't just change the fruit. You need to get to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is a state of life. And here it says, when sin came alive, it killed me. It deceives us and it kills us off little by little. So often we think only of the outward result of sin. And so We want to make amends to the person who we've sinned against, but don't forget, in the process of sinning, you've sinned against yourself before God as well. And you're actually killing yourself off, and you need to repent of that just as much as you need to repent of the harm that you've done to other people, and the arrogance and the lack of worship and the rebellion towards God in your sinful state. So sin is a lot deeper, and its roots go a lot deeper. And the law was given so that we can know what is sin and what is right, what is righteous. And in that knowledge was born the deceit. And you can see it in Adam and Eve. As soon as they'd eaten of the fruit, they hid themselves. They didn't want to be in communion with God anymore. And in the process, they hid from themselves. And that's what sin does. Yeah. Maybe we need 2 cups of coffee to work through this morning. But it's a 2-part message. I'll deal with the other part tomorrow, which is the more positive side from Romans 8, Lord willing. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Think on. Sin is not just an action. It's a religious problem that is a state of being.
Today,